U.S. Soccer Development Academy welcomes you to the 2018-2019 U-16-17 playoffs. It's match day 1 in Group G, and it features the #1 seed, Shattuck St. Mary's, taking on the 29th seed, FC Golden State. Shattuck St. Mary's comes in with the best record in the regular season of any of the teams in the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, on a 19-1-1 record with 57 goals for and just 13 goals given up. FC Golden State finished 5th in the Southwest Division with a record of 13-10-3, 46 goals for and 39 goals against, good enough for the 9th wild card spot. Well, Orlando City and DC United round out Group G. The Shattuck St. Mary's fans are out in numbers and full voice to cheer on the #1 seed. And FC Golden State have some fans in the crowd as well. This is pretty much a home match for them. FC Golden State from just an hour or so up the road in Pomona, California. They have the advantage of getting to sleep in their own beds and eat their normal food, and not only that, travel down for the games, but on their off days they will go back and do their regeneration sessions at their own training grounds. So this is a field they know well, FC Golden State, having drawn the San Diego Surf 0-0 here just a few weeks ago. And it's going to be a very strong offense of FC Golden State against one of the best defenses in the Development Academy in Shattuck St. Mary's. As we're going to step aside and listen to the playing of our national anthem, and then it's match day 1 in Group G of the U-16-17 Development Academy playoffs. Good look at your referees for this afternoon's match. Adam Kilpatrick out of Massachusetts is your man in the middle. He'll be assisted by Patrick Hazy out of Eastern Pennsylvania on the near side. Riley Hooper is your assistant referee #2 out of Oregon on the far side. And the man in between the benches is the 4th official, Julian Tofoya Cisneros out of Washington State. So Kilpatrick getting us set to get underway. It's a good look at the best team in the Development Academy coming into the playoffs at the U-16-17 level. Shattuck St. Mary's, known as the Sabres. You have to go all the way back to October 27th of last year for their only loss of the season, a 3-0 reverse at Toronto FC. Since then, they have gone 15-0-1 with that draw coming back on March 16th, 0-0 against FC United. They are currently on a 9-game winning streak. FC Golden State coming in off the back of a 3-1 loss against Albion, in which they rested most of their starters as a precaution to get some players fully fit after injury. And it will be FC Golden State, the California side, in their all-black kits with golden trim.
But
to kick us off, they will be attacking from left to right across your screen. And look at their goalkeeper, Cody Ong. And standing over the ball is Andrew Vasquez, the 17-year-old in his 8th year with FC Golden State, gets us underway. It is a cloudy day in Oceanside, bit chilly, but perfect condition if you are one of the 22 players out on the field. As it is won back by Fawn for the Sabres. Shattuck St. Mary's not only part of the DA, but is also a school that has been around for over 150 years, where their students specialize in subjects such as music, engineering, soccer, hockey, and figure skating. Soccer-wise, they've produced the likes of Teal Bunbury and Akeem Ward, who was drafted in 2014 by DC United, or was drafted this year rather by DC United after graduating in 2014. There's an early chance on, it's swept away. Still might be something on. At Shattuck St. Mary's just missing an early opportunity. The school has also produced the likes of Brent Musburger, Sidney Crosby, Marlon Brando, and many other famous people as we take a look at the opening opportunity. And just unable to redirect it goalwards was Willie Trujillo. But an early warning sign fired by Shattuck St. Mary's. This is the opening match day, not only here in Group G, but in all 8 groups here at the U.S. Soccer Development Academy U-16-17 playoffs. This one threaded through, but nobody there. And Mitchell Butler will take. 16-year-old out of Lincoln, Nebraska, getting his 20th start of the season. Oh, and an errant pass and a chance for FC Golden State to fashion their first chance. It's quickly taken, but right into the arms of Butler. So 2 golden opportunities for both sides, but the shots go wanting. And despite chances inside the first 2+ minutes, it's still 0-0 as Butler puts this one on the floor. Just taking his time. A heavy challenge on the far side, and it's going to be a free kick for FC Golden State. Chance to get numbers into the box for the black and gold. FC Golden State, in its 4th year as a fully funded development academy. Their first year where both their 17s and their 19s are in the playoffs. And an early chance for these 16-17s to get on the board first against the #1 seed in the tournament. Six players queued up across the top of the box, getting ready to crash. The ball's flighted in. A towering header from Tino Lopez, still not out of danger yet, as that shot tails away from goal. And it will be a goal kick for the Sabres. It wasn't a bad effort. Emiliano Gutierrez had the hit. There's Thompson to bring it out of the back. Butler drives it out wide. And a high press from Golden State causing trouble early on. As well won back. This time the free kick will go the way of Shattuck. It was a good win from Rue, coming back to help out his defense. Rue has 9 goals in his last 6 games. 14 in total, and 16 assists as well for Matthew Rue. It slid through. Villatoro chases it down. And swept clear by Andrew Alexander. Ardieta spins. Oh, that's a good challenge by Fawn. Fawn shielding. Loses out, ball stays in. This played into Rue. Rue creates a little bit of space for himself. Now picks his head up and waits for Pina. Pina has a go, but the shot is always rising. But you love the outside back getting involved in the attack. It was a good idea from Carson Pina, just unable to test Cody Young in the FC Golden State goal as it remains 0-0 with over 5 minutes played. This is the first of 2 games today that will be on U.S. Soccer's YouTube channel and the Development Academy Facebook page. Ooh, and pressure right away, but Ong is able to fall on it. Great pressure, though, being applied by Villatoro. The Rockville, Maryland native in his 3rd season with Shattuck St. Mary's since joining from Cerritos Soccer Academy. As it's safety first from Shattuck. Cleared away by Diego Ochoa. So Andrew Alexander, in his 1st season in the Development Academy, gets the throw and it's flicked on. And Alexander flying forward. And they're gonna have a free kick. Surprised the referee didn't play advantage there. It didn't seem like Alexander would have had the most free of services, so referee, no problem pulling it back. And now standing over it is Damien Esparza. In his 8th year with FC Golden State, Esparza looking to get the service right. It's very crowded at the top of the box as the movement starts for FC Golden State. Esparza will serve it in on his right. Oh, it's a good ball, but skying to get that header clear. It was Tino Lopez. Pump back in. Gutierrez is there. And the shot blocked, and the offside flag is up, but the keeper claims. So the referee ignores it. Butler quickly throws it out. Fawn spins with it. And Ochoa will use the safety valve in his keeper. Butler looking for options. Flights it over to the far side. Smartly chested down. Villatoro was looking for Thompson inside. He's bumped. And so it'll be a free kick for the Sabres. It's a Shattuck offense that has 57 goals in 21 games in the regular season, including 29 goals in their last 6. They have scored 3 or more goals on 11 occasions this year. Then you add to that the fact that they have the best defense in the academy at the U-16, 17 level. Just 13 goals against in 21 games with 15 clean sheets. And in fact, before their last game, which was a 5-3 win against Internationals, they had only given up 10 goals in the season. And before that last game, they had 6 straight clean sheets. But they are on the offensive end right now, as this one's played in for the run of Thompson. Thompson trying to get to the byline, pulls it back, and there were no takers in a white jersey. Fawn chases down the loose ball, has Pina in support, elects to try and go at it alone, but it's well defended. Loose ball, though, seized upon by Shattuck. As it's played in, Rue's chasing, he gets there first. Left off, played for Rue! And he can't stop scoring! His 10th goal in 7 games, and Shattuck St. Mary's have the early lead. The number 1 seed is off and running in the tournament. It was a lovely layoff from Trujillo, and Rue did the rest. Steering it beyond Ong in the FC Golden State goal. And that's what it means to open your account in the U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. That front three of Trujillo, Rue, and Villatoro working so well together. And now they're looking to press. Alexander. One by Thompson. Rue overlaps. Thompson spins. Now looking for Rue. Played it just a bit too far beyond him, but he's able to track it down just outside the box. Oh, another effort. Wasn't bad, but it will flash just wide of goal. The Shattuck St. Mary's looking for more. Golden State electing to try and work it out of the back. Thompson applying the pressure. And good defensive work from Daniel Massey, but it will be a throw-in for FC Golden State on the far side. This is Carson Pena. Intercepted in midfield. So it'll be another throw-in for Pena. Throw in looking for Rue, headed away. And Fawn does well to shield it out of bounds for another Sabres throw-in. This will be a throw-in for Hernandez. He'll leave it off for Alexander. Andrew Alexander has been with FC Golden State for 4 years. This was his first year in the academy. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg said it took him only 3 or 4 months to get up to speed, and he's worked himself from being a development player to a starter. He said he's been excellent this season, the number 22 in defense for FC Golden State. Ochoa gets it across, and it will come back to Butler. Forward looking for Rue. He'll flick it on. Trujillo. Thompson has 2 players running, and Sochinski on the overlap. Thompson slides it inside to Villatoro. Out wide for Sochinski. Sochinski takes the inside route, leaves it off for Trujillo. His pass is intercepted. Doing the defending is their national team defender, Tino Lopez. This one comes across for Ivan Hernandez. From the near side, Alexander. It's a great ball to the target. The layoff intercepted by Daniel Massey. Pena. Marvin Gomez with the quick throw-in. Sent long by Pena for Rue to chase. But this will trickle out of bounds for a throw-in for FC Golden State. One nothing Shattuck St. Mary's leads on a 10th minute goal from Matthew Rue, his 15th of the season and his 10th in the last 7 games. That's a fine flowing build-up from Golden State. Now what can the end product be? As that's a crunching tackle from Sochinski. able to get it forward and continues his run. Rue will leave it off. And Shattuck St. Mary's will recycle their runs in the 16th minute. As Massey comes back to receive it in between the center backs. And a bit too nonchalant with it in the back. As Gomez plays it in. And this will be a free kick right at the top of the box as Lopez commits the foul. Well, it's usually Diego Arrieta who takes these. As you take a look, and what a good first step to elude the lunging Lopez and win that free kick. It was Arrieta who won the free kick. Now, can he score it? You have to feel that unless you see something from the training ground here, it's going to be a direct shot on goal. Seven in the wall for Shattuck. And this is Arrieta. And it wasn't far off, you know. It was a good effort, but nothing to test Budler in the Shattuck St. Mary's goal. Arrieta just couldn't get it to drop in time. Trujillo wins the first header. Fon is chasing. A good elasticity from Fon to get that ball to Rue. Alexander steps in front, but Fon intercepts. He's trying to go back with it. We'll get the benefit of the doubt, though, as it's going to be a throw-in for Shattuck St. Mary's. Pina's throwing. Rue's layoff. Trujillo is being pressed. Leaves it off for Massey. Trying to work his way out of a tight area. They're doing well to solve the press. St. Mary's as Sochinsky knocks it along. Trying to chase it down on the far side is Villatoro. Said it is out of bounds. Thompson, Sochinsky. Played forward looking for Gomez. One back by Arrieta. Vasquez leaves it off on the overlap. And a bit too much of it showing, and will roll all the way through for Budler. He's going to tease Arrieta before picking it up. You can see the press from Golden State. It's something that they've been working very hard at training on in the build-up to these playoffs. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg saying not only playing the #1 seed in Shattuck St. Mary's, but both DC United and Orlando City are very attack-minded teams. So we're making sure that our defense is the #1 priority. It's also been the #1 priority for the season for Shattuck St. Mary's. It's their head coach and academy director, Sean Bushy, telling me that we work very hard, we press collectively, and we make sure that we want to be a pressing team. We always seek to have the ball, but we're more set up to work hard, defend, and then we know that when we do get the ball, we have enough quality going forward that we can create in the attack. Ochoa is looking for options. The high press coming in from Gomez. And he did well, Gomez. He does concede the throw-in, but it's a chance for FC Golden State to move more players into the attacking half. forward looking for Rue. Headed away by Jasper Winslow. One by Trujillo in the midfield. Slid inside behind Thompson. Vasquez unable to get to it. The Fawn shot is charged down. And Massey steps in. Pina. Unable to slip by Alexander, who's going to get charged for the foul. It'll be a free kick for the Sabres. So it's Cade Thompson who's over it. Head coach Sean Bushy saying the one thing he loves about Thompson is that he is so versatile, able to play any position. There's no problem moving around. It allows Bushy and his side to be very diverse in how they want to attack. And here he is on this free kick to send it in the box. It's a dangerous ball in, but it doesn't beat that first defender as Gutierrez got his head on it. But it will be the first corner kick of the game, and Thompson has a short walk to take it. Thompson, another low-driven ball. Get a second bite of the cherry. Leads it to the back post just beyond Villatoro. Winslow beats him to the punch. Long ball looking for Gomez. Fawn was trying to shield it, instead has to play it back. And Ochoa receives. That ball a bit too high, but the idea was right for Ochoa. If he can drive that for Villatoro on the far side, it's an excellent, excellent ball to try and beat a team that is looking to move up and press you. Alexander getting forward. Look at the recovery speed from Pina. Alexander with the header. Good composed play from Thompson to get that back. Long ball looking for Rue. Headed away by Hernandez. Alexander brings it down. Was looking for the ball over. Not a bad idea, but Lopez is across to cut it out. Pina. Good press from Gomez, but it will be a goal kick. Love that defending from the front, though. Gomez has worked very hard through the opening portion of the first half. He's unlucky this time to not get the bounce, and it's a goal kick for Shattuck in the 25th minute. Just past the midway point of the first half in Oceanside, 1-0. Shattuck St. Mary's leads FC Golden State on a 10th minute goal from their talisman, Matthew Rue. 15th goal of the season for Rue. It's this one of just 667 games that are being played here in Oceanside in the U.S. Soccer Development Academy, starting yesterday with match day 1 of the U18-19 playoffs and going all the way to the 29th in both the boys and girls playoffs and showcase. For the first time ever, there's a U15 playoffs for the boys in that single age group, as well as the playoffs in the combined U16, 17, and U18, 19 age groups. The winners of the group stage will move on to the quarterfinals, which here at the U16, 17 level will be held on June 25th. And then the quarterfinal winners will move on to championship weekend in Irvine from July 8th through 11th. Ooh, and what a touch from Villatoro. And he's chasing it down as Hernandez gets it back to Ong. And Ong's ball was well saved by Gomez, and it's off of Fon last, so it'll be a throw in for Golden State. Gomez will leave this throwing off for Andrew Alexander, a 17-year-old out of Fontana, California, with the throw-in, and now this one will be on the ground as Fon is whistled for the foul. And it's Leonardo Vasquez to take. 16-year-old was in the U-15 national team pool last year, Leonardo Vasquez. Ron Hernandez. Oh, and what a ball. The overlap crossed in, and that was an important touch from Lopez. Winslow with the missed header. Villatoro trying to take advantage. Gets around Winslow on the far side. Has Trujillo ahead of him. Instead plays it across to Massey. Massey in for Rue. Rue able to sort his feet out, but a great save made by Ong. And now the game getting stretched, and the counterattack could be on for Golden State. Quickly shut down by Sochinsky, but he's whistled for a foul. It's a lovely ball in, and the first touch a bit behind him did so well to cut it back, though. And then move to his left before shooting back to the right, but Ong had it well covered. Getting down quickly to make the save. So this one teased into the mix. Massey's header's backward. Butler calls off all comers and punches to safety. Rue. Esparza with the throw-in. Rue has Trujillo ahead of him, able to pick him out. Continues this run down the far side. Pina flying down the near. Trujillo slides it through for Pina. Pina picks his head up. Alexander policing him. He has Fon in support. Fon unable to get to the byline, and it's off of him last. Textbook one-on-one defending by Andrew Alexander. Leo Vasquez is checking in. He wants it at his feet. Instead, it's going to go over him to Gomez, and it hit off his hand. So now the question for Shattuck is, do they want to play it short, or do they want to send this one into the danger area? Well, there's your answer, as everybody walks away from it, and the center back Ochoa stands over it. He's had a good game so far, the referee Kilpatrick. Ochoa swings it in. Thompson brings it down. Pina heads it right back. Pina comes flying in. Taken the other way by Arrieta. Leaves it off for Gomez. Ochoa on him. Gomez eludes one, gets by another. Artero, like so many of these players, has been a part of FC Golden State for many years. Head coach, Academy Director Jimmy Nordberg saying that it's so great to have the continuity, that the players have been in the system for so long, because They've really bought into the process of what they're trying to teach them and mold them into the soccer players that they want them to be. And he said this group, more than any, really epitomizes what we stand for at FC Golden State and the style that we want to play. They're on the back foot at the moment as Pina cuts inside. Gets it across for Thompson. He's assessing his options. Is waiting for Villatoro to shape out wide. Sachinsky joins the party. Trujillo, Villatoro, Sachinsky. In for Thompson. Pops it over the top for Villatoro. Villatoro battling on the far side with Esparza, who's able to poke it over to Winslow. And Winslow will get it clear. Headed back in by Massey. Rue turning. Strong hold up play from Rue. Pina couldn't get by Alexander, but it's Rue who seizes on the loose ball. Good two-man game between Pina and Rue. And Shattuck will recycle their runs in the 32nd minute as they get it all the way back to Butler. Good awareness, 1-0 lead in the final 15 minutes of the first half. Nothing on going forward. No reason you can't bring it back against compact defense and try and open them up that way. Golden State was looking to thread it through for the run of Gomez. Instead, it's Rue who lost sight of the ball. And Hernandez comes away with it. Thompson intercepts. Referee plays advantage as Rue strides forward. Making a run through is Fawn, but the pass is cut off by Alexander. Artero unable to bring it down. This falls for Tino Lopez. Nope, make that Ochoa. Artero had room to run, couldn't control it, and Fawn slides to get it back. Butler picks this one up. Golden State are asking why there wasn't a pass back, but Kilpatrick waves play on. Fawn. Gomez keeping a watchful eye on that back line. This is Lopez. He's committed to Duke. Lopez gets it out wide for Sachinsky. Thompson over the top, but nobody was making the run. Andrew Alexander has been very busy in this first half. Gomez wanted it to his feet, and instead it goes back to Butler. On ball looking for Rue. Working on Hernandez. Trujillo makes his way into the box. Rue instead will get it back for Thompson. Thompson sets himself up, but Ong gets across his line to make the save. Quickly out for Alexander. Able to ride the challenge from Fawn. Little touch off from Gomez. Looking for Vasquez, who will be whistled for the foul. This is Trujillo. Thompson checks in. Slid inside for Massey. Lopez gets it back to Ochoa. Zips it into the feet of Sachinsky. Trujillo. Massey. Ochoa. Pina showing out wide, but instead it's rolled into the feet of Fawn. Fawn had Vasquez draped all over him. A strong hold-up play, though, from Fawn. And possession maintained. In the final 10 minutes of the first half. And Ochoa able to shield off Gomez. Forward for Rue, but Hernandez steps in. And Hernandez wins the free kick. A good step by the 15-year-old Ivan Hernandez. in his 8th year with FC Golden State. And now the free kick as Alexander is brought to ground. Six players queued up across the top of the box for Golden State. It's Diego Arrieta getting set to take this free kick. Monrovia native getting ready to send this one in with his right boot. That's a good ball in, and the header. Nothing to trouble Butler. On Thursday, Shattuck St. Mary's will play DC United. Well, FC Golden State will play Orlando City, and then switch those fixtures for match day 3 on Saturday. 8 groups of 4 teams. Only the group winners go through to the quarterfinals on June 25th. At first, the grueling group stage. 3 games in the space of 5 days. Now Pena's going to get a talking to with Kilpatrick for trying to slow down that throw-in. It's good refereeing from Adam. They've had their chances too. Rue with the header. Villatoro trying to step inside Winslow. A good job by the massive black and gold jerseys to get back and help defend. Pena played it rather behind Ochoa. Butler's out, had to get a piece of it. Gomez, can he get there first? Butler couldn't use his hands. Gomez saved off the line. Still might be something on here. Zartero has it slid away from him by Sochinski. But nervous moments at the back for the Academy's best defense. Acrobatic clearance from Tino Martinez. And this will be another free kick from a dangerous position for Golden State, who are really starting to ask questions of the Shattuck St. Mary's defense. As a bad ball back from Pena, quickly seized upon by Artero, and then Butler did a good job to put his hands away, knowing that he would have been in real trouble, but still well out of the goal. Did a good job of the Shattuck St. Mary's defenders to get behind their goalkeeper and protect the goal. Gomez's shot didn't have enough purchase to beat them. So this time, it's Esparza who's going to take the free kick. He drives this in. It's a good trajectory on it, but it's Pena who gets his head to it, and Alexander skews his shot wide. Inside the final 5 minutes, and it's been Golden State who's been on the front foot, pressing for the equalizer. Clipped in for Fon, headed away by Alexander. Ochoa with the next header clear. Won by Vasquez, and he wins the free kick. Launched into the box. Vasquez with his header. Alexander plays it through, and it's stabbed clear by Massey. Sent right back in on a bit of miscommunication at the top of the box. Artero working on the far side. And this will roll out of bounds for a goal kick. So the Shattuck defense bending but not breaking as they hold on to their 1-0 lead heading into the final 3 minutes of the first half, plus whatever stoppage time deemed necessary by the referee. Winslow at the center of defense hasn't had to do much in the last few minutes as his side has been on the attack. Well, this one bouncing over Arrieta to Rue, and Rue will be called for the high boot on Arrieta. Arrieta will leave this one off for Hernandez. And swings it out to the far side. Vasquez with a missed touch. Now the break could be on for Shattuck St. Mary's. And a great job by Esparza of getting back, although he does concede the throw-in. And now Shattuck can get more bodies forward. Into the final 2 minutes of the first half. Shattuck St. Mary's, the #1 seed in the U-16-17 Development Academy playoffs with a 1-0 lead courtesy of a 10th minute goal from Matthew Rue. There's nobody forward to get on the end of Massey's ball. It comes out to Andrew Alexander. Picks his head up. He's looking for the run of Vasquez. Trujillo will be whistled for a handball. Winslow. Away by Lopez. Back by Arrieta. Massey spins away from pressure. Off for Fawn. Slides it through. Was looking for the run of Massey. And pass. Had a bit too much pace on it. And now it's Golden State to go the other way. Artero dispossessed. And Pina will leave this off for Ochoa. Ochoa steps inside of Vasquez and gets it out wide for Soczynski. Looking down the line as there is going to be 1 minute of stoppage time after the clock hits 45. Rue stepping inside, picks his head up and has a go!
60 seconds stoppage time.
Anong being told to relax as Jimmy Nordberg knows that there's just 1 minute of stoppage time. A good job to set himself up for that shot. Just didn't get his foot wrapped around the ball enough, and that is why it skewed wide of target.
Seconds stoppage. 60 seconds to stoppage.
Fawn wins it. Villatoro slides it in the feet of Rue. He's got Trujillo if he can find him. Held on to it too long, but Fawn arrives, and he was unable to slide it through for Trujillo. Soczynski getting involved. He pumps it into the box. Villatoro with the layoff for Rue. Rue still battling. Was unable to weave his way through traffic. And Golden State get it clear. Vasquez holds it up, but he won't have time to go forward as that will do it. A good 45 minutes played at a ferocious pace, but it's Shattuck St. Mary's who have the lead 1-0 at the break. We're going to step aside, but we'll be back with you for the second half. After the opening 45, it's the #1 seed in the DA playoffs. Shattuck St. Mary's 1, FC Golden State 0. Second half underway. One substitution at halftime for both sides. Juan Banola has checked in for Leonardo Vasquez for FC Golden State. Well, Connor Gist has come on for Carson Pina for Shattuck St. Mary's, who have the 1-0 lead at halftime. Esparza trying to change that. As he gets it back, ball over the top, looking for Alexander making the run, but Butler's out to clear. Esparza brings it back down. He's trying to go along the line, but can't get passed by Villatoro. And Thompson with a good slide tackle on Esparza. Away by Winslow, but it will be a throw in for Shattuck St. Mary's. So Juan Banola coming on for his 25th appearance of the season. And Connor Gist getting his 21st appearance. Just two of 7,384 players that have made their way to Oceanside across 436 teams for these playoffs and showcases. U.S. Soccer Development Academy in its 13th year, or 13th season rather, started in 2007-2008 season with 2,500 boys, has since grown to over 20,000 players on both the boys and the girls sides. On the men's side, the U.S. Soccer Development Academy has produced 43 players that have gone on to feature for the senior side, who are kicking off their Gold Cup tournament tonight. Butler out for Lopez. And it goes out of bounds before Thompson can get there. That's exactly the high press that Nordberg wants from his side. And now Golden State working their way in. Banola chasing. And the substitute still battling to win it back. Lopez gets it down the line. And Rue wasn't able to get past Hernandez. Golden State has had Diego Lopez, Kanjana Banks, and Harold Hansen all go on to play in Major League Soccer. It's a club that has won multiple state cups, 3 Surf Cup titles, 2 regional championships, and 3 Dallas Cup final appearances as well. But they're on the back foot at the moment as the shot is over from Trujillo. Reminder that this is our first of 2 U-16-17 Development Academy playoff games that we'll have for you here on U.S. Soccer. So we'll get back to that in a second. And the look from Trujillo. The shot was always rising, but a good job to create that half yard of space he needed to get the shot off at the top of the box. Coming up at 5 o'clock, we have United Football Academy taking on Sporting Kansas City. That's 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. So Esparza to take the throw-in. Massey. One back by Winslow. And this one off the head of Arrieta. So Tino Lopez will take the free kick. The 17-year-old out of Las Vegas, Nevada has been called into multiple U.S. Youth National Team camps. Gets it forward. Rue. Winslow with the block. Gomez. Able to get in inside. Arrieta. Finds Artero. He puts it out wide for Benola. Did well to sort his feet out and get it off for Alexander, who wins the throw-in. Alexander to take it quickly. Artero. Was unable to find Benola, but it's good chasing from Benola to force the clearance out of bounds and a throw-in deep in Shattuck's end. It's Golden State continuing this second half where they left off in the first. Applying the pressure. Still looking for the goal to level the game. And it'll be another throw-in. Massey with the first header. Vasquez gets it back, and Alexander couldn't get the cross off before the ball had crossed the touchline. So it'll be a throw-in for Shattuck St. Mary's. This time it's Gomez who steps in front of the clearance. Marvin Gomez in his 6th year with FC Golden State. He's also played 5 games, scoring twice for the U18-19s. Lopez. Esparza brings it down. Trujillo wins it, but Benola comes back. And threaded through. Butler reads it well, comes out of his penalty box to clear. He's looking for Rue. Fan. Played it behind the run of Gist. And now Arrieta takes off. Gomez played across, and it went over the touchline. So it's going to be a goal kick or offside, can't really tell. Viatoro battling on the far side with Alexander. Spins away from him. One back for Viatoro. Fan. Trujillo. Sprayed over the near side for Thompson, who's dropped from a central midfielder to a right back. There's that versatility we talked about from Cade Thompson. And this is Massey. And drop it back for Ochoa. Slide it into the feet of the substitute Gist. Rue. To the end line for Trujillo. Pulls it back! It took a touch on the way, so it'll be a corner kick. Well, that's how quickly Shattuck St. Mary's can turn defense into attack. And they have their second corner of the afternoon. It was a good ball back, and Fan made the run in, and Artero doing just enough to put him off and get a touch on the ball to direct it wide of goal. But Brody Fawn's so close to scoring his 4th of the season. We'll see if he can get on the end of this corner kick from Kay Thompson. And the referee having a word with a few players about extracurriculars in the box. I believe it's Massey and Artero who are getting a talking to. I'll check that. It was Massey and Vasquez. So now Thompson will take it. The header from Lopez and a save from Ong. And bodies go down in the box. But what a towering header that was from Tino Lopez. And Ong did well to get up and make the save. And the trainer's being called onto the field. So you hope that these players are okay, but wow, did Lopez attack that. I think the trainer's being called on because it was a clash of heads. These players might need to go through the concussion protocol right away. Both coaches got their substitutes up and warming up. One of the really great innovations from the U.S. Soccer Development Academy is that if a player does get a head injury and needs to go through a concussion protocol to see if they can continue, they can be subbed out, but then once they're cleared, they can be subbed back on. And it won't count as a substitution for either the player that had to come off or the player that came on in their place. He can come back off and then re-enter later for a real change. So that way both coaches don't have to worry about the need to play with 10 men. There's also a good chance for both of these teams to get a quick water break because this match has been played at a frenetic pace. So Kilpatrick doing the right thing, of course, with it being a head injury and with the fact that the player's safety is the most important aspect of this game. Well, this also means that we are going to have some significant stoppage time added on after 90 minutes. So Felipe Coben is going to come on for Golden State just while the concussion test is being issued. So there's Cobain, a 15-year-old up for these playoffs with the U-16 17s. Had the game-winning goal against LAFC, Felipe Cobain. And Rue sportingly plays the drop ball back to Ong. Lopez has passed his test, so he comes back on. So both teams back to 11 players. Long ball looking for Rue. It's there before Esparza. In for Massey. Has Thompson to his right and finds him. Rue making the run outside. Thompson obliges. In for Massey. And he's going to go all the way back with it for Ochoa. Ochoa wants to get it out wide. Is able to find Soczynski. Rue. Reverse ball. What a tackle that is. But the offside flag was up. So the good news is that Ivan Hernandez is okay and will be able to come back in. Look at this for a great reverse no-look pass from Maru. But the offside flag was up against Villatoro. Nevertheless, that's a tremendous tackle from Esparza. And now the substitution will be made, so Cobain will come back off, but knowing that he can re-enter the game later. And it's good that Ivan Hernandez is able to continue. Hernandez started the year as a DP and worked his way into the starting lineup. Just 15 years old, Hernandez. And now he's going to get in for this set piece. The ball fizzed in and the header just wide of goal. And it will be a goal kick for Mitchell Butler and Shattuck St. Mary's, who have the 1-0 lead just past the hour mark in Oceanside on match day 1 of the 2018-19 U.S. Soccer Development Academy U-16-17 playoffs. The Seattle Sounders, the reigning champions, looking to repeat as they start their campaign today. Seattle, one of 5 academies to have their U15, U16, 17, and U18, 19 teams all make the playoffs. Artero has space to run. Sends it through. Bonolo wasn't making the run. Too much mustard on the ball anyways. This goes all the way through for Butler. The Nebraska native teases Bonola before picking it up. Forward by Winslow. Little touch on for Diego Arrieta. Inside for Rue. And across for Gist. The sub gets by one. Waits for the runner. Sochinsky! Pushed to safety by Ong. He did so well to sort his feet out, Gist. And then had the vision to pick his head up, and Sochinsky making the late-breaking run on the outside, hit it well. But Ong able to push it aside at full stretch. Perfectly laid off, and Sochinsky with the right idea, hitting it first time, but Ong was well positioned. And a sprawling save. It's the 3rd corner kick of the game for Shattuck St. Mary's. In-swinger from the far side. Lopez is there again, but this time couldn't get his header on target. Love center backs who have that aerial prowess. It's one thing for a defensive header, it's another to know how to attack it and get it on goal. So once again, climbing that ladder to get that header was Lopez. Can understand why the Duke Blue Devils want him. Rue. Stumbled a bit, able to keep his footing. Arrows his way into the box where he's met by Winslow, who forces him out. Stooping header clear from Artero, only as far as Massey. Gets it out wide for Sochinsky. Sochinsky eludes two, picks his head up, is looking to set the table. It's a good ball, but Ong is there. And now perhaps the break can be on. They're stretched just a little bit, Shattuck St. Mary's, but they do well to get numbers behind. And Jimmy Nordberg very upset that his side hesitated a bit, allowed them to get behind, and now they've given it away in midfield, and the break could be on. Into the box goes Rue. Rue's shot is charged down by Winslow and then flicked forward, but it's easy for Ong in the end. This is for Bonola, the second half sub. Slides it inside. Arrieta burst by one, tried to thread it through. Was well read. And now there's a lot of space for Trujillo to get it to Gist. Gist looking to run at the back line. Vasquez did a good job to get behind the ball, and now he pressures as Massey gets it out wide. And Sochinsky lays it back. Ochoa flights it to the near side. Villatoro able to get it around Esparza. Still working on Esparza, Villatoro. And now he gets it out wide for Sochinsky, flying forward into the box. Sochinsky trying to bulldoze his way through, and it's Hernandez with the clearance. Vasquez was looking for the run of Marvin Gomez, but it's cleared away. And the throw-in quickly taken into the feet of Gomez. Skips by him, one back by Ochoa. Ochoa slithering through a few challenges, still has to fight for the ball, and coming away with it is Golden State. Esparza. Arrieta. Vasquez. Out wide for Edgar Artero. Artero thought about measuring across. The offside flag is up. Frank Gonzalez is getting set to check in for Golden State. And it's Edgar Artero's number who's up. So Gonzalez out of Southgate, California, will come on for his 25th appearance on the season. Head coach Jimmy Nordberg saying that he has the best vision and skill on this team. So in his 8th year with FC Golden State, Frank Gonzalez checks into the U-16-17 U.S. Soccer Development Academy playoffs. And we'll see how he looks to change the complexion of this game. So this one driven in, looking for Rue. Good hold-up play as she shields off two. Couldn't get it out wide, but he does win the foul. Matthew Rue, especially today, showing that he is so much more than goals. It's just one away from matching his total for last year when he scored 16 goals for Shattuck St. Mary's, Matthew Rue. In his 2nd year with the Sabres after joining from the Milwaukee Bavarians, the number 56 for Shattuck St. Mary's. Massey. Lopez. Sochinsky wins the first header. Vasquez with the backward header out wide for Gomez. Long ball looking for Bonola. Takes him a bit out wide as he's dragged it down. Squares up to Thompson. Gets by Thompson, tried to slide it across. Perhaps could have taken the shot there, but it is Golden State's first corner kick of the game. This one played short. And Massey steps in to win it and is fouled by Bonola. Didn't seem to be too much in it. Maybe a quick tug of the jersey. Seeing refs let that kind of thing go. Lopez puts this one out of bounds. So the throw-in will be taken by Esparza. Gist steps in, but can't get it off of Bonola. However, Rue can. Talked about how he's shown much more than goals. He's showing his hold-up play, his ability to move off the ball, and there, his desire and willingness to come back into midfield and help his team out defensively. And an unlucky slip there on the far side. Kept in and into the feet of Rue, who wins the free kick this time. Training staff being called on for Rue. So he took a heavy challenge on the far side. And the Shattuck fans sitting in just in front of him did not like that. So take a look here. The shield and he's just going for the ball, but did have to go through him, Ivan Hernandez. Driven in and headed away by Esparza. Thompson. It's a cheeky back heel looking for Trujillo, but it goes out of bounds. Esparza wants to take it quickly. Needs a bit more movement. Flicked on. Cleared by Lopez. Alexander will have to track it down. Hernandez gets it forward for Vasquez. Does well to ride the challenge. Out wide for Gomez. That's great defending by Ochoa on the far side. Winslow steps up. Intercepted by Fon. One back by Arrieta, who's thrown to ground. And the chance could be on here for Golden State. Played across and headed away. And then finally swept clear. Only as far as Alexander. He's working on Villatoro. Trujillo comes over to trying to double. Alexander able to escape it. Played across. Esparza working his way to the top of the box. Now clips it toward the back post where it's headed away by Sochinsky. All 11 players back defending for Shattuck St. Mary's. Another ball pumped in the box. Bonolo lets it run. Esparza's there. Took a touch too many. And it allows Tino Lopez to clear. It'll be a throw-in for Winslow. Rue providing the pressure. Comes across to Hernandez, who will get it out wide. Vasquez spins. Alexander being hounded by Sochinsky. Oh, it's a strong run. It's a good layoff. Gomez taking a bit too far outside. Looking for the half yard of space to try and get the cross off. And Sochinsky stands his ground. Now Fon coming over for the double team. Tremendous defending from Sochinsky, but it will be a throw-in for Golden State. 75th minute. Golden State applying the pressure. And this will be an offsides against the California club. And now a substitution's going to be made as Villatoro will come off. And checking in is Carson Kelly, who has 5 goals in his last 4 games, the 15-year-old, including 2 in the last match of the regular season against Internationals in that 5-3 win. Villatoro was excellent today, played a part in the build-up to the goal with a little rollback for Trujillo, who laid it off for Rue to score. So the Rockville, Maryland natives' day is done, and on comes the 15-year-old out of Wisconsin. Kelly making his 10th appearance of the season after being pulled up midway through. It's offensive-minded substitution, and perhaps that's to try and put Golden State on the back foot as Rue shows his hold-up play. Fawn. This ball looking for Kelly. Esparza tracks him down and picks his pocket. Oh, what a move from Gomez to set himself off down the wing. Soshinsky trying to catch up. Gomez able to get by him, puts it across. Manolo's alone at the back post, brings it down, tries to curl it, and Lopez heads it away. They won't even let the ball get through to Butler. And another corner kick for FC Golden State. It was a good ball across the danger area by Gomez to find Banola. Did well to bring it down, was looking for the curler, but Lopez stepped into the lane of the shot. As the cross comes in, allowed to bounce in the box, and it's mopped up by Kelly. Alexander working on Soshinsky. And Soshinsky able to win the throw-in. He's having such a good game at that left back position, Soshinsky. Especially considering that he started the game as a right back and then switched over when the sub was made at halftime. Head coach Sean Bushy said of him, he's so smart. He can play in either position along the wing, as we've seen today as a wing back. And he said he went from no games in the academy last year until the summer showcase to a starter. Said he's one of the awesome stories of the Shattuck St. Mary's team, Soshinsky. As Rue is throwing down, and that's going to be a yellow card for Hernandez. So the first yellow card of the day. And there was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So he grabbed the jersey and threw him down. Hernandez, first player to go into the book in the 80th minute. The box, it's Lopez again who attacks it, just missed it. And he's going to be called for a foul. He's such a danger anytime he gets into the box, whether it be for free kicks or corners. The pass picked off by Trujillo. Slides it in for Kelly. Kelly picks his head up. Is it back? Gist does a go! And Shattuck St. Mary's have the insurance goal they crave. It's the second half sub who makes it 2-0 heading into the final 10 minutes. And look what it means. The back line, really the staple of this side, who have held on for so long and kept Golden State off the board and allowed Gist to find the far post and give them the 2-0 lead. Connor Gist, his first goal of the season. You couldn't ask for a better time to get it. What a hit that was. As Winslow has come off. And checking on is Rodrigo Mercol. It's a defender for a forward, as they have to go for it now, Golden State. And Kelly, the defending from the front, the reason he was brought on. Oh, correction, that's Rue who's chasing on that far side. Still doing it after 81 minutes. But they found some space here. Bonola! Unable to test the wits of Butler. Well, they're just a little over 7 minutes plus stoppage time from their 16th clean sheet of the season, Shattuck St. Mary's, but they've certainly been made to work for it today, and they will be made to work for it. Because now the referee is going to come in and tell them that they have to hurry up with taking these goal kicks. Can't use it as a stalling tactic. Sean Bushy at the edge of his technical area, screaming at his side to get up. He does not want them to bunker in for the final portion of this game. Wants them to continue to attack. Bonola, lovely ball with the outside of the foot for Gomez, who flashes his shot wide of goal. Well, they've created chances against this defense, Golden State. Another goal kick for Butler, who's going to leave it off, and this time for Ochoa. A 17-year-old out of Alexandria, Virginia, who joined Shattuck St. Mary's this season from Arlington Soccer Association, launches it forward. Rue still chasing, seemingly with the legs of somebody who's just come into the game. And he wins a throw-in. Take it in for Trujillo. And this is Fawn. A bit too far for Rue, but Fawn has been excellent today. Was described by Boucher as the unsung hero of this team, Fawn. His willingness and desire to play any position that Bushy puts him in, he said, really allows our team to give different looks and formations to other teams, and the work that he puts in for the team makes him one of the most important players. And Brody Fawn is certainly showing that today. The number 31 out of Prior Lake, Minnesota. Lopez steers it clear. Forward for Rue. Leaves it off in midfield. The offside flag stays down. Kelly chasing it, and he'll be called for the foul. Shattuck St. Mary's on their way to their 10th straight win. Have not lost since October 27th of 2018. And they're looking to go atop of Group G. There's a double substitution to be made by Golden State. It's coming off as Alexander. Goal. Down the line for Benola. Left off for Cobain, who's checked back on, but won by Fawn. Into the middle for Kelly. Velvet touch to bring it down, and lays it off for Sochinski, but Esparza gets there first. Into the final 3 minutes of the 90. Can Golden State pull one back and set up a nervy finale? Kelly comes away with it. In for Rue. Rue's waiting for somebody on this wing. Instead, gets it to Kelly on the far side. Has room to run if he wants, but instead he's going to turn back with it and get it off to Rue. Left back off for Rue. Unable to ice the match for Shattuck St. Mary's. Carson Kelly and Matthew Rue so dangerous up top. This is going to go out for Shattuck St. Mary's throw-in. Donovan Boone is getting set to come on for Shattuck St. Mary's. Help them close out the game. Gist had a hit. Rather need to take that ball to the corner rather than look for that third goal. Cobain gets it inside. As Trujillo's number that's up. And a good ovation from the Shattuck fans on the far side. Had the assist on the first goal, Wiley Trujillo. The Albuquerque, New Mexico native who's committed to Gonzaga will come off for Donovan Boone. The 15-year-old in his third season at Shattuck St. Mary's is playing up from the 15s. Got just 45 minutes at the Winter Showcase, Donovan Boone. But then with players injured and also players away, he was called upon during the spring. And Bushy saying that he did a great job of taking his chance and making himself a very important player for these U-16, 17s. Donovan Boone, as he gets his first action of these playoffs. 4 minutes of stoppage time. 4 minutes for Shattuck St. Mary's to hold on for what would be their 16th clean sheet of the season and their 7th clean sheet in 8 games. They have the best defense in the academy. Just 13 goals given up during the regular season, and looking to start off these playoffs with another shutout. Rue. And threads it through for the run of Gist. Looking for his double! Drags it just wide of that far post. A Gist, such a dangerous player off the bench. Up next for Shattuck St. Mary's will be DC United on Thursday before finishing off against Orlando City on Saturday. Shattuck St. Mary's overall will improve to 21-1 on the season, and of course, what matters the most, the fact that they're going to go 1-0 in group play, as Kelly smartly gets it to Rue in the corner. Now Kelly's going to go there himself. Play to Rue. Over to Massey, and Rue was punched into behind the play. And that's going to be a yellow card. A foul born out of frustration more than anything. So Rue played that, and that is very late. Another free kick for Shattuck St. Mary's. As we continue to tick towards those minimum 4 minutes of stoppage time. And a double substitution to be made for Sean Bushy's side. So it's Rue with the game-winning goal who's going to come off, along with Fawn. And coming in it is Nehemias Rubio for his 16th appearance of the season. Played into the corner, but this will roll out for a goal kick. The other sub was Phylos, who wears number 28. And this is Phylos on the ball. Played through. Butler will let it roll into his box. And we'll pick it up. So we've gone over the minimum 4 minutes of stoppage time. Shattuck St. Mary's, the #1 seed, opens up the playoffs with a 2-0 victory over FC Golden State. Goals by Matthew Rue and Connor Gist giving them the victory as they move on to match day 2 in 2 days' time to to play DC United, while FC Golden State will head on to play Orlando City. A reminder to stay with us coming up at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific. We will have United Football Academy taking on Sporting Kansas City in Group B action of these U-16-17 playoffs. But for now, I'm Mark Serber saying so long from Oceanside, where it finishes Shattuck St. Mary's 2, FC Golden State 0.